What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here with more Armored Core 4 answer using the RPCS3 emulator. Last episode we made our way through the majority of Chapter 2. I thought when I advanced the playthrough off camera doing a mission on normal that we'd already seen, I thought that would have brought us to the end of Chapter 2, but it turns out I misread my flowchart a little bit and we've got another mission to do. So like normal, I'm going to be showing off a previous mission that we've already seen but on the hard mode. And the mission we're going to be doing is defeat unknown next to no count. So this is the fight that actually involves patches in this game, and on normal mode it was only versus 2 armor cores, but there'll be a backup armor core that comes in once you've defeated one of them, so it'll be you versus 3 armor cores. So it's definitely a challenging fight. They have a Kojima rifle and Kojima missiles as well, which is something that you need to watch out for, so you make sure that you don't lose your primal armor. But I am actually going to take a partner for this fight. I'm going to take the partner that I'm pretty sure we took first time we did this mission, which is My Bliss, just to even things out a little bit, because I do find it, I don't know why, I just struggle with this fight, but it does seem to be quite dependent on the AI in some ways, like some of the other Armored Core battles in the story. But yeah, we'll take My Bliss and hopefully smash these other targets.
Commence mission. Eradicate the enemy.
So you can see one of the enemy nets in the distance there.
Another unidentified four-legged craft.
See if we can get some rocket shots off.
Exercise caution.
I get it. Let's get this over with. Remember your promise, Bubba Zugan. I don't want any trouble.
It's a missile carnival.
You're kidding, right? This is
So that's one armored core down.
Confirmed.
Then we'll take down patches as well.
Unidentified.
That just leaves one more left. Closing with the machine guns while our partner has some distractors.
Always the last one standing.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed.
Is that the last of them?
So that actually went
I
really
think
well.
we've both had enough of these guys. Well, we're still alive. Good enough for me.
Yeah, normally it doesn't tend to go that well for me. So very happy with that. Didn't really take any damage, I don't think. Yeah, didn't take any damage at all. Our partner took a little bit of damage, and our ammo costs were quite high, but I guess that's because we were using both of them. We did sort of spam rockets and used our machine guns at the end there. So really happy with that result. Like I said, that mission I normally struggle with, so glad it went as well as it did. So very happy with the S rank. So let's move on to the next missions. So for completing that mission on hard, we did get a back weapon. Might take me a minute to find it here. So this is another Kojima missile. So if you compare it to the Kojima missile we already had unlocked, you can see it is pretty much identical. It just weighs a little bit more and has a slightly higher energy cost. But yeah, it launches vertically instead of out the front like the other Kojima missile we already had. It's pretty cool. It's another case of a hard mission with a part that you get for completing it on hard. But yeah, I'll do another mission on normal to advance the story, and that should bring us to the end of Chapter 2. And I'll meet you guys back here in a second. So welcome back, guys. As you can see, after completing that mission on normal, that does bring us to the end of Chapter 2. And like I said last episode, we are following a very similar mission path to what we did to achieve the Orca ending, to go towards the last ending we need to get. So that means we're going to be doing the Fent Line arc. And this mission is pretty similar on hard as far as I can remember. Obviously the enemy armored cores are a lot more aggressive, have a bit more health as well. Just sticking with our white glint build for this mission as well.
Those slimy politicians with all their empty calls to arms in the name of liberty. I'll sink the whole lot of you to the bottom of the ocean. You ready, Fragile?
Preparations complete.
Good to hear. Move out.
Commence mission. Cooperate with White Glint and eliminate the League Nexts. We've detected Stasis is fleeing the battlefront.
So that is one of the armored cores down. So we've just got Stasis piloted by Cube. They haven't got much health. White Glint has their focus.
You have left me no choice. Initiating Plan D.
White Glint is disabled. He cannot come to your help any longer. I'm sorry.
Energy flow is reversing from the AMS.
So yeah, like before,
Fragile has been destroyed.
once you take out a starver,
Mission complete.
like we did with our rocket straight away,
In the end,
you can
only
see
you remain.
as long as White Glint's still around, you can get in a lot of damage. So Cube isn't much of a threat just because he has got such low health.
Allow me to express our gratitude. Thank you.
But then one-on-one,
This
it
might
is
be
very
the end of
easy
our
for
work.
Cube to absolutely demolish you. Just because of his back weapons. We showed those off in the arena as well, and we saw how effective they were against other armored cores. So yeah, really happy with that result. Obviously, I've covered it up my numbers with the menu, but yeah, got an S rank, so obviously went well. That should bring us on to chapter 3. Sorry, when I'll do this mission again on normal, and then, like I said, that should bring us on to chapter 3. So I'll see you guys in a second. So welcome back, guys. After completing that mission on normal advanced playthrough, and that means that we have this mission available to us, destroy autoria owner, and that's the main mission you want to worry about doing in order to head towards the next ending that we're getting. And this mission I find is actually easier on hard mode, because at the top of the canyon where there were normally can't remember what units they were, but they basically were the silent avalanche units that had the big heavy cannons that if you got hit by them they'd stagger you quite heavily. But in this mission, at the top of the canyon, there's the enemies that are in the Liberate former Shanghai, the sort of turret enemies with the shield and the minigun. And if your primal armor rectification is high enough, because you're quite far away, you only get hit by a couple of the shots. So if your primal armor rectification is high enough, you actually shouldn't take any damage whatsoever, or if you do take damage, it'll be very, very minor. You can complete the objective way before you need to worry about taking damage from them. Obviously, there's still the old fort type units that have their big cannons and their missiles that you still need to worry about. But other than that, this mission I actually find, like I said, I'll find easier still on hard. So it shouldn't take us too long.
Commence mission. The target is a good distance above your position. Start climbing. You know what you're doing, what it will mean, don't you?
It's like before, just flying up. You see there are still some enemies that have quite powerful weapons. But yeah, instead of the enemies with cannons, there's these enemies. And as you can see, they don't do much damage. And they don't take much damage to kill either. So if they are really bothering you, you can just destroy them. these are the old fort units that have their missiles. But yeah, last time it was normals that had heavy cannons on them, and if they hit you they would do quite a bit of damage, but they'd mainly stagger you, so it'd open you up to get hit by all the missiles and the other cannon shots.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed.
Pretty sure it might
Mission
actually be
complete.
these guys here. The cannons on their shoulders, so it might actually be the silent avalanche units that we've seen. Yeah, nice and easy. Did take a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. And ammo costs are quite low because obviously we're using rockets. So nice, easy S rank. So that means we'll get our FRS units. So I'll go ahead and do that mission on normal, just to advance the story, and I'll meet you guys back here in a second. So welcome back, guys. I've obviously completed that mission on normal, so that leaves us with the rest of chapter 3 to do. And if you look on the free play, we've actually seen all these missions on normal. So I'm going to just pick a couple of missions at random that I like the hard mode versions of to do and show off for you guys. Obviously we've already seen defeat unidentified arms fort, that's the land crab with the Kojima cannons, and on the hard modes you can use the pile bunkers to destroy them all in one go before the Kojima cannons come out, which is pretty fun. But the first one we're going to be doing is defeat 8th Fleet, and if you remember, this is the one that we're working with Arms Fort Stigro, but sort of in competition with them, so it's a commission based mission, and it's whoever can defeat the most boats from the 8th Fleet. But it's a little bit different, works out a little bit differently on hard mode, but I'll leave that as a surprise when we take the mission on.
Commence mission. Destroy the BFF 8th Fleet. For this operation, you're paid in proportion to the number of mission targets you eliminate. Stigro's on your side, but it's also your competition.
So you might notice Stigro isn't playing so friendly this time.
Stigro, he's turning on you. So, they think they can surprise us. Confirmed. Stigro has been destroyed.
And you do want to
clean up
watch
the
out
rest and
for
finish
his
this.
missiles, because as you can see they do have quite a lot of heavy stagger, and because he fires like a shotgun pattern of them, they can be quite difficult to avoid. But because we've taken him out very quickly with our rockets, we just about managed to get our aim over to him before he passed us, because he does move quite fast, so it can be difficult to take him out with the rockets. But now he's out of the picture, it means that we can just take our time, basically snipe with our rockets, and it's also a good way to maximise your payout for the mission, because it means that you've destroyed more of the targets rather than Stigro, whereas obviously on normal modes you're working with him, so you can take away from your profits when he destroys targets. Just dropping our arm weapons there to make us a little bit faster. Making sure we haven't missed any targets.
The 8th Fleet is almost completely destroyed. Just a few more. We've confirmed all targets destroyed. Mission complete.
So in some ways this mission, if you manage to take out Stigro quicker rather than later, it actually is a bit easier than the normal mission, I find, just because he isn't there eating into your profits, destroying other targets. So obviously got a nice S rank. Ammo costs quite high, but I think that's because we binned off our machine guns, but not high enough to affect our S rank. So happy with that result. Just just going to do another mission on hard. I'll tune up my machine quick actually. So you guys haven't seen that screen in quite a while. So you can see our capacity's pretty much maxed out in all the areas that I'm worried about. Got maximum manoeuvrability on our arms, good aim precision, so that's good for fights against other armoured cores. Maxed out our lock speed as well, so again that will help with fights, mainly with other armoured cores. Doesn't affect our missile lock speed though, that's a different stat. And then mainly focused on getting a little bit more manoeuvrability, so increasing our vertical thrust, which means we can use less energy to stay in the air, which improves our sort of flight capabilities as well. Not too worried about our quick boost at the moment, just being a medium weight machine. So destroy B7 is quite an interesting mission on hard. The Kojima reactors that you're destroying are leaking, so it means you're sort of on a bit of a timer, because you take your primal armor gets damaged and doesn't come back, and then you take constant damage to your AP while you complete the mission, so it means that you're basically on a bit of a timer, which is pretty cool. And obviously it means the other enemies in the area do a lot more damage to you without your primal armor. So that's quite an interesting mission on hard.
Commence mission. Destroy the 3 Kojima energy plants at the lowest level of the facility.
There's also a lot more enemies on hard mode, and they're the sort of slow walking tank MTs, so definitely want to watch out for their attacks. And unless you have a high damaging weapon like our missiles, our rockets, sorry, yeah, they can take a lot of shots.
I'm detecting incredibly high levels of Kojima particles here. You get it? This is a race against the clock. You don't have a second to spare.
So you can see our health is slowly ticking down. Doesn't help that we just built ourselves up. And with our primal armor gone, we're taking a lot more damage as well. Really didn't mean to land on that ledge.
Kojima energy plant destroyed. 2 more to go.
It's quite a cool change because it changes this mission from one it makes sense to take your time and take things slowly, to one that, you know, you have to be fast.
Kojima energy plant destroyed. 1 more to go.
If you are struggling with the mission on normal, on hard, I do recommend running it on normal a couple of times, just as a bit of practice, so you can get used to lining yourself up. I always use these pipes that stick out the side as a rough guide to where the door is.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. Evacuate immediately. Detonation imminent. Barrier doors closing. Enemy reinforcements confirmed. Facility defenses are coming online. Doesn't matter. Just blast through them. Prioritize your escape.
Definitely want to avoid these guys' bazooka shots on hard because they will do a lot of damage. You see flying up from that level, our primal armor's coming back and we're not taking damage anymore. So you can see there's some more enemies waiting for us up here. Did take quite a lot of damage,
Mission complete.
but hopefully the mission rating should be quite lenient because they sort of know that you take that constant damage over time. So yeah, even though our repair costs are really high, Still managed to get a nice S rank, so we'll be able to get our FRS units. Not quite sure what the special reward is for this mission, but we got it anyway, so it helps mitigate some of our quite high costs. So happy with that result. And that obviously gives us our FRS units. So we should have one more mission to do before heading over to the end of the chapter. And I think we'll do defeat Silent Avalanche. It's quite cool, this mission on hard. Very difficult though, can be very difficult. But we'll give it a go and see how we do.
Commence mission. Destroy the Silent Avalanche force defending Sphere. They've deployed ECM, as expected.
Same as last time. Just want to take things slowly. Make sure we destroy all our targets and avoid taking as much damage as possible. Because if you get hit by the Silent Avalanche cannons, they will stagger you. And means they can get a lot of damage in on you. Obviously it's quite difficult seeing the targets. Because of the snowstorm. I don't think their positions change at all. So if you are struggling with the mission, normal mode is a good practice. Missed our shot there. But yeah, like last time, just taking things nice and slowly. Trying to save as much ammo as possible as well. I forgot about these guys down there.
Target destroyed. 3 more to go. Target destroyed. Good. Confirmed. Silent Avalanche has been destroyed.
So that's all of Silent Avalanche
Mission
defeated.
complete. No, wait. I'm picking up enemy reinforcements. A pair of Nexts. We can't ignore them. You'll have to take them on.
Looks like we missed the helicopter,
This
so
is getting
do
to
have
be
to
a
watch out for
regular
their
occurrence.
missiles.
Guess you're used to it now.
But as you heard,
Silent Avalanche is
got
a
some
relic.
enemy
Should've
Nex
let
on
me
our way.
handle it from the beginning.
So we're going to try and intercept
Yeah.
them and hit them with as many rockets as we can on their way in. Get some free damage in.
You weren't even at full capacity and I lost.
That's one of them down.
I'm done.
Figures.
And that's the other one down.
Enemy Next destroyed. Now we
That
can
actually went
confirm.
really well.
Mission complete.
One thing to note,
Tough fight. You did well.
that if they do land and come in, the snowstorm does affect your ability to lock on. So I do recommend trying to get in as much damage on them as they fly in. Again, a way to sort of cheese the fight a little bit, but it means you can get that S rank like we just did. So if you're doing a bit of a completionist run and trying to get all the FRS units, it definitely makes it a lot easier to do that. So really happy with that result. Did take a little bit of damage, but that was mainly from getting hit by a couple of the Silent Avalanche shots. So not too worried about that. But yeah, like I said, happy with that result. And for doing that mission on hard, we get obviously our FRS units for getting the S rank. But we also unlock a shoulder weapon. I say weapon, it's not really a weapon. It's this shock rocket which is a diversion weapon that fires a rocket that does not actually explode. So you know how you can lock onto enemy rockets as they head towards you. It's basically like a way of getting the enemy to do that. Probably more useful in PvP than it is PvE. But yeah, we're definitely not going to worry about it. It does say that it's got good primal armor attenuation and penetration and quite a high impact force. So I imagine if you actually hit someone with it directly, it should do a lot of stagger and actually do quite a lot of damage to their primal armor. But like I said, we're not going to really mess around with it. I've never really used them. But apparently it has got a small explosive radius. Even though it says it doesn't explode. But yeah, anyway. Once we catch up on our normal missions, that should bring us to the end of chapter 3. So I'll do that off camera quickly. And then I'll meet you guys back here on the other side. So welcome back guys, I just replayed the missions we just showed off on hard, on normal to advance our playthrough, and that brings us to the end of chapter 3. But that will wrap up this episode. I'll save this for next episode just because it is really cool on hard, and that will set us on the right path to achieve our final ending. And yeah, this is definitely, like I said earlier, last episode I think it was, there's definitely some hard missions waiting for us. Probably after next episode, there'll be some really very hard missions waiting for us. But yeah, not long left of this playthrough now. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the series and enjoying seeing some of the missions on hard as well. I'm pretty sure from memory that's all the missions that have parts associated with completing them on hard. But I'm not 100% on that, don't take my word for it. But like I said, from memory, that's all of them that I could think of. But I haven't done a hard playthrough in a long time, so there might be a couple waiting for us. I'll have a look in between episodes to see if there's any others that might be worth showing off if they have a cool part associated with them. But like I said, I really hope you're enjoying the series so far, and going to stick around to see some more hard missions and see how the last ending sort of plays out, because it's very different from the other endings we've seen so far. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episodes.